Intro. If you are new to my readings, you will see that I say this expression many times. The more attention you pay to something, the more attention it pays to you. This brings me to the subject of synchronicity. Many people don't quite believe in it. Many years ago, I probably thought the same thing. Yet over the last 50 years, I've seen it so much on my journey. It's now a part of my life. The mysterious appears mysterious because it is not practical in your life. The mysteries and signposts are all around us. We just don't have the eyes to see. A couple of weeks ago, I wrote a piece called Your Next Breath. I posted this on Facebook. A dear friend named Lauren responded with a comment to an Amazon link for a book called Breath. This set me off on another grand adventure. I write about the science of breathing all the time. In the last 5 years, I have written around 60 books. I've been through the titles of all the books that I have written. I found I hadn't written a book about the science of breath. I find that quite fascinating because the main theme is in the research that I do is about the power of the breath. Another quote that I love and use all the time is the following: You are the universe. You just don't know. Come with me on this journey. I'm learning so much along the way. I have studied the power of breath for over 50 years. We will never unlock the true mysteries behind it. Something so simple, yet it is probably the most complicated thing in the universe. We take breathing so much for granted. Most of us are on autopilot. Due to being on autopilot, a whole myriad of diseases occur in our civilization today. Probably less than 1% of the population breathes properly. The majority of Western scientists still believe that there is no difference between breathing through your mouth and breathing through your nose. I find that quite fascinating. In the East, for around 5,000 years, they have known that breathing through your mouth is called the kiss of death. They call it the breath of death. When it comes to breathing, these ancient ones were probably the true PhDs of their time. Breathing was not some theoretical idea. It was a practical experience. The human body is an incredible chemistry set. Unfortunately today, around the world, we don't even know that we are in charge of our chemistry sets. We think the external drives the internal. We get that backwards. The internal always drives the external. Can you imagine we have the operating system, hardware, and software to discover our true nature? Everything is set up and wired up. Unfortunately, humanity has never turned on the computer. The mystics of old understood that there is a universal battery of life behind our breath. Over thousands of years, they learned to refine the techniques to become in harmony with the earth and the universe. Being in harmony has been talked about in the East for thousands of years. I remember quite young reading the Tao Te Ching teachings, and yet I couldn't comprehend a single word. Years later, I wrote a commentary on this precious book. One who learns to be in harmony is humble. When one is humble, wisdom comes his way. The universe will not give its wisdoms unless one is humble. The heart must be like a child. Only in that state will the universe speak to you. Each breath you take is a miracle. We take it so much for granted. Scientists say we see only 1% of the light's spectrum. Just think, heaven probably is all around us. We just don't have the eyes to see. We breathe in such a mechanical and unconscious way. I find it amazing that we're still live as long as we do. In the future, I believe many diseases will be cured by the power of the breath. Western medicine still believes that medicine can cure almost anything. When I was 18 years old, my brother and I believed in the world of preventative medicine. We saw that Western medicine is only a band-aid. It will mask the symptoms, but not cure the source. It has so many side effects. How many times have you heard a pharmaceutical commercial that says, in a sweet voice, "This drug could cause death"? If you and I had a product on the market that said this, we would have been shut down in less than a second. Yet thousands of commercials are flooded all around us. We need to find tools that are free and easy to use in our everyday life. The universe does not charge for its wisdom. Breathing is free. The universe does not charge by the breath. If a corporation could do so, it probably would.